everyone, it is Becca here with Adventure Dog Days, and this is my second video on leashes and lashes. Wow, I'm so excited. The last one that I posted actually did like so much better than I thought it would, and I'm very pleased with it. And so I'm hoping this time will go the same, maybe even a little bit better. And we actually have topics for this one. So like I mentioned in the last one, I was gonna try and do some topics so it's not just like these random questions here and there. And today's topic is about service dogs. I want to clarify that this Thursday, so the end of October's video, which you're watching now, is about service dogs, and then the beginning of November, so the first Thursday in November, is also going to be about service dogs. So what I'm thinking is, you know what, hold on, I'm gonna start doing my makeup and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking and we'll jump right into the subject. I have my makeup out, we're ready to get started. Just a disclaimer again, if you see me looking down, it's because this is where my mirror is. But what I was saying is this video and the next video is going to be about service dogs because I just went to a 3-day service dog seminar with My Life Unleashed and FreeLance Dog Training, and wow, I learned a lot. Like, there was a lot of information just going around, and it was really cool because not only were there were audit spots and there were working spots. I just did an audit, and some of hey, wait, Buffy, dogs. Some of the people there were new handlers, like this was their first service dog, and other people that were there were on like their second or third service dog, and some were even trainers who've been doing this for like decades. So it was very, very cool to see just like the mix of different people and getting to talk to everyone about different things, still in relation to service dogs. And so where I'm going with this is, this video, I'm going to be basically just going over the notes that I took during the seminar, and just going to be hitting you with tons of information in this video on service dog training, the laws, this and that. And then my next video, I'm actually going to bring 2 other trainers with me, either in person or phone call them, whatever works best for their schedule, who were also there at the seminar. And gonna answer any and all questions you guys have about service dogs and service dog training. So I think that'll be really cool to get more people on board, more people who are educated on the topic, and just kind of bounce ideas off each other if you have training questions about service dogs, and if you have any law questions, like maybe I don't know specifically, but someone else does, or vice versa. So it'll just be a lot more information for you guys too, because I think there's not enough topic, and I'm not doing my makeup, wow. I don't think there's enough talk, honestly, on service dogs, because like, I don't know, I actually don't know why the reason is, but that was a topic at the service dog seminar. Is like, I think that was like one of the first seminars for service dogs, which is just unreal because they've been around for decades on decades, like longer than I've been alive. And you know, just like, it's pretty wild on how much the general public does not know about service dogs. So that is kind of my goal for these next 2 videos, and kind of for like the rest of my time on social media and in real life, is just educating people about service dogs. And also, if you hear little squeaks in the background like that, we have a litter of corgis that are about 6 weeks old, and they are definitely finding their voice. So they're gonna be talking. So during the seminar, it was 3 days, like I mentioned. The first day was about like obedience, service dog obedience. We even touched on some competition style obedience, which really go hand in hand with both of, with like the things in the dog world. It's pretty interesting actually how much things play a part together. Like, as we should know, if you follow me, I have personal protection dogs, and they have advanced obedience, and they also are task trained. I kind of just like, if a dog is capable of doing it, don't limit the dog, but don't push the dog if they're not capable of doing it. Like, not every single dog can be a service dog. Not every single dog can be a protection dog. Not every single dog can do dock diving. So you just need to like really focus on the dog in front of you and do what's best for them and best for you. But where I'm going with that is, my girlfriend's business, Global Canine Protection Services, she does personal protection dogs. We also do some scent detection. So it's just like, I never thought that would play hand in hand with like service dogs and stuff, but it's just wild how much it really is. connected. Like for instance, oh, I'm totally getting off topic, but I want to keep talking on this, and then I'll go back to like what the days were. But like we do scent detection, so we'll help clients train with that. And it's like, I never thought that specific style of training would be used for service dogs until I learned, like, I have flare-ups. My pelvic floor is totally inflamed. And so what I can do with Weivu, Kamea, or any dog that comes along is the same principle of like bomb dog training. I can maneuver into the service dog training for task work to be able to sniff out my flare-ups before they happened. And I'm just like I learned how to do that. Isn't like, what? I just, it's mind-blowing. Just, gosh, yeah. So that's where I was going with that. But anyway, as I was saying a long time ago, day 1 was mostly like obedience for service dogs and competition obedience. Day 2, we did a lot of psychiatric task work interruptions, responses, including night terror interruptions, trauma, PTSD interruptions, anxiety, panic attacks. And then day 2, we did a lot of mobility task work. So how to find an exit, how to find a car, bracing, forward momentum pulling, and let me look at my notes. I think that was it. Oh, we did deep pressure therapy, crowd control, that's one. We did crowd control. We did a follow command, so how to follow someone. Forward, what is forward? Oh, that's the forward momentum. Oh, we did retrieves. Thank goodness I have my notes here because I'm already forgetting. So stuff like that, which is just so interesting and very cool to learn about. And stay tuned for following videos because a lot of the things that I learned at the seminar, I'm going to be applying to Kamea and Weivu, and I will be recording all of our sessions for you guys to see. And before we get more into that, I have no plan for this makeup look today. I'm just kind of going green because my tank top's green. Oh, do you see this? Yeah, Weivu jumped on me and she got some long nails. She needs to get her nails done today. But yeah, there's no plan of this makeup look. I'm just going a little green because that's the color of my tank top. So I'm going to talk about like the wow moment I had of each day, and trust me, there's a many. But for day 1, I'm taking a look at my notes. Oh, the reinforcement. Okay, I'm going to read you word for word what my notes say and then kind of touch on it because this was like such a, I don't know, something like you just think that I would know and you think like most people would know, but we just don't. I don't know. It's so like, wow, of course that totally makes sense, but I just never thought of it kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's reinforcement. There's 2. There's primary and secondary. Primary, don't have laying around and don't have unlimited access to because that's like the most exciting thing. So if your primary reinforcement, your primary reinforcement is like a ball because your dog loves balls. Sorry, someone's pulling in the driveway. Or let's say it's a frisbee or something, then don't let your dog have full access to that 24/7 because then it loses value. So that I kind of already knew, like, yeah, obviously we don't want things to lose value. But the secondary reinforcement, when they said this, I was like, duh, and it was just so cool to see, is behavior can be rewards. And when they said that, I was like, well, what do you mean by that? And for example, a behavior that is a reward to Kamea is spinning. She absolutely loves to spin. If I give her the spin command, her little butt goes crazy and she's so happy. It's just like, she loves maneuvering like that. I don't know why. And then Weivu's favorite behavior to do is jumping on me and giving me a hug, as we can tell by my battle wounds. And so like even if I like clap, Weivu will come and jump on me and her tail's wagging. She's so happy. She loves the physical touch. She loves interaction. And that is a huge reward for her, is my attention to her for Weivu. And so what they're doing, look, I'm like so into this, I'm talking too much. Hold on. Let me like do some makeup real fast. Let me figure out what I'm doing with my face and then I'm gonna keep talking. I added some black to just like darken it up a little bit. Anyway, so what I was going with that is like, she put her dog in a heel and her dog was super fun and was so into working and loved it. It was a Dalmatian named Darwin, I think. Dalmatian. The first Dalmatian I've ever seen in public, which I thought was pretty interesting because I don't know, I don't see a lot of Dalmatians. But anyway, he was a very good boy. So she had him in a heel and told him to spin, and he just spun around, and then she said heel, spin, heel. So he was heeling. She said spin, he would spin, and then jump right back into a heel, and he just like immediately perked up. And it's not that he was like ever shut down or ever bored, but you can just tell there was a difference. You know, he was like, okay, I'm doing this because mom asked me to. Then he spun, and he was like, I am in love with this. This is the best game ever. And then jumped right back into heel, and he was like, okay, I'm in heel again. What do you want me to do next? You like kind of talking for him, like he told me this. But like just that example like was pretty incredible, because if you're out in public with your dog and you don't want to, like, I don't know, giving them treats every however often, it can get repetitive, it can get boring, and you kind of don't want your dog to just fully rely on having treats. And so like if you're out in public, let's say, I don't know, doing whatever you do, you can just tell your dog like a quick fun command real fast to pump their spirits back up and get them back in tune with you, and just like happy to be there, happy to be working. And I just thought that was just like incredible advice that I've heard. I thought that was super cool. Just, I don't know, because Kamea, like I said, loves to spin. Weiwu loves to give hugs. And right now, I don't mind Weiwu jumping up and giving me a hug, but when she's full grown, and like, I don't know, if we're in public, it kind of looks weird if a dog jumps up on you. They kind of look unruly, even though she's not necessarily unruly. That's just kind of what it looks like in the public eye. And so I'll probably try and find a new secondary reinforcer for Weiwu. Who knows, maybe it could be spin like Kamea's, or maybe Weiwu's thing is just not going to be spin. I don't know. We'll see what happens as time goes by. But I'm going to put some eyeliner on, which, let's see, can I talk and do this? I can kind of talk and do this. Apparently I cannot talk and do this. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Do, 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 do. I can't do this. 1 second. Wanna know what I will say while I'm doing this? Because it doesn't cause me to like really think hard. You know my hair is curly, obviously. Well, I straightened my hair. Well, Anna straightened my hair. I didn't do it. Straightened my hair while we were gone. I will insert a picture. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like my hair straight, but I also feel like not as sassy with straight hair. Okay, so that was kind of like the mind-blowing part of that day. Oh, we all know, I'm sure like if you're a dog trainer, you probably have heard this. Even if you're not a dog trainer, you've heard of like the 3 Ds, distance, duration, distraction. Well, if you haven't heard your ABC, I just learned it for the first time at this seminar, and I'm absolutely in love. It is attention, boundaries, communication. And I'm just like, oh, I love that. That kind of goes under the engagement focus. It's my notes say ABC, attention, boundaries, communication, and just kind of like a way to really reinforce all of that is stand with a treat and wait for focus, move and repeat. So basically, always have a treat on you, or have multiple treats, not just a single treat, but always have treats on you. And whenever they're looking at you, just give them a reward. Just give them some treats. If your dog works off pretty well with praise, and you can just praise them, it's kind of just cater it towards the dog in front of you, which you will hear me say a lot, is just focus on the dog in front of you. With Kamea, she would rather have treats than my love, because she is chunky. Not really, but homegirl does love her food. And Weiwu would rather have my love than treats. Like, so it really, you just gotta work the dog in front of you. This is really irritating my skin. I'm trying to get all this glitter off from my eyeshadow before I move on to my face. Just like last video, I'm going to hop off real fast, put my lashes on, and I'll be back. And we will be talking about, oh, before I do that, actually, I want to talk really fast about the Ecollar. Wow, I was actually physically talking fast. They give an example on Ecollars on like how to explain it, which I really like. So Courtney's thing, as I think I mentioned in the last video, is like, if I ask you to go mow the lawn and you don't do it, I'm gonna keep poking you like, hey, go mow the lawn, go mow the lawn, go mow the lawn, and you're finally gonna do it. And then after you mow the lawn, I'm gonna give you $100. And so next time I ask you to mow the lawn, it's not gonna take as much annoyance. You're gonna do it and still get the high reward. That is basically with Ecollar. It's just an annoyance when you ask a dog to do something. It annoys them until they do it, and then they get a huge reward. And so the next following times, it's gonna take less annoyance for them to do it. And their examples is an alarm clock motivates me to get up and turn it off. So just like an alarm clock is annoying in the morning, but it motivates you to get up to turn it off. And a ringing in a car motivates you to put a seatbelt on. So it's just like things like that is really cool ways if you're a dog trainer to explain it to your clients, or even just a dog handler who wants to explain it to friends, family, the general public. Those are some really cool ways to explain it. And it's really under like, most people can understand that kind of way. We're talking about psychiatric stuff now. I have been, I'm very, I would say I'm very experienced in psychiatric training. Not only have I trained Kamea psychiatric tasks, I've trained Webu, and I've trained some client dogs and some friends' dogs in some psychiatric task work. It is probably my most experienced area of dog training, like overall, like over everything. I'm probably the most experienced in that, especially with interruptions. I feel like interruptions is one of the most easiest things to teach service dog wise. And that is because it's just like you just have to mimic your interruption, or not your interruption, you have to mimic the movement and or noise or whatever it may be that you do during a panic attack or any episode on whatever your disability is, and really just kind of free shape and lure your dog into helping with that. So yeah, I really go like a really purely positive luring free shaping method when it goes to psychiatric tasks. And when it goes to mobility, I will use more of the balanced approach with prong and Ecollar, because you might need to add some leash pressure to certain things. But when it, like really with the interruptions and responses, you don't really need to do much leash pressure or anything like that. And I can share some examples. I'll share some example videos. Like one off the top of my head is Kamea as a puppy. I was sitting on the couch. I'm saying this out loud, so when I'm editing this, I know what video to put. But Kamea as a puppy and me sitting on the couch, and I started scratching my leg. That was, she was 5 months old in that video. She was about 5 months old in this video, and I started teaching that at 8 weeks old. So please, like, I think I mentioned this in the last video, don't limit your dog. Dogs are capable of so much. Like, as soon as you get them, start luring, start free shaping, especially if you have the time. Like, if it's a personal dog, free shape the heck out of that dog, because that just makes it more enjoyable, and the dog will show you like what it's capable of doing, what it likes to do, and you can really just run with it when it comes to free shaping. Even though it might take longer, like, I don't know, just like you can really run with it and work the dog, and it just makes it like a really good time for everyone involved, especially if the dog's already offering it. You might as well, like, I don't know, keep going. And went off on a tangent with that. So how I got this behavior was I literally just put a treat in my hand and started itching. And obviously that's going to frustrate a dog because they can smell the treat and they're like, well, how the heck do I get this treat from mom? I want it badly because it smells so yummy. And that is me jumping into the mindset of a dog again. But that's gonna make them think, that's gonna make them do multiple things on like, okay, I want this, how do I get it? And so they might offer other behaviors they already know. They might offer a sit, they might offer it down, but you just keep waiting them out. And it's seriously just a waiting game. You have to have patience for dog training. Like, that is probably one of the main things you have to have is patience. And so after that waiting game of, okay, sitting's not gonna work, laying down's not gonna work, I'm gonna start maybe barking, I'm gonna start nudging, and I'm gonna throw my paw up there, whatever I can do to get mom's attention. And as soon as they do what you want them to do, whether it be a bark, a nudge, or a paw, which I don't recommend a bark, but a nudge or a paw, you reward them. And you just keep doing that, and all of a sudden they're gonna realize, hey, if mom starts scratching and I give her my paw, I'm gonna get a treat. And ta-da, that's how you do it. And then another example video I will show you right now is, hold on, actually, is me teaching my hand rubbing to Webu on the couch with Kamea. And poor Kamea felt so left out. But this is just another situation. I am rubbing my hands together and there is a treat in between both of my hands. And Webu is just thinking, what do I need to do to get this treat out of mom's hand? Because I want it so, so badly. And I just waited for her to do what I wanted her to do, which is paw me. And then she got rewarded with the treat. And so, like, psychiatric dog training, like psychiatric responses and interruptions are probably one of my favorite things, and in my opinion, one of the most easiest things to teach a dog who is going to be a service dog. Now, the tricky stuff to teach is mobility, and you really, really have to have like the right dog for this, the right size, the right breeding, because, you know, if you get hold on, you know what, let me backtrack a little bit and just say something. Please do not start heavy mobility on your dog until they are cleared by a vet. And what I mean by heavy mobility is like bracing, or it's actually really all I can think of right now is bracing specifically. And please make sure you know how to brace on your dog. So there's two ways to do it. Pretend the dog's right here. This is the dog's head. This is the dog's butt, like that. And so here's the head, goes down, here's shoulders right here, and then here are their hips. So a lot of people do it this way, where they brace between the shoulder blades and the hip bones, and they brace up like that, which is fine, but you really need a specific dog to do that, and a specific person. Like, I really recommend, if you can, is to take away this part of it and only use between the shoulder blades right here, because that is the most sturdiest spot on the dog. It is more sturdy than their hips, and especially if they're like a German Shepherd or a herding breed who are more prone to hip dysplasia, you want to keep it on the shoulders. And but again, that is after they are cleared by a vet to be able to, you know, like withhold that strain that you put on them. Because like, let's say even if you get a large breed dog, you get, I don't know, I know a German Shepherd's not a large breed, but like, let's say you get a German Shepherd. Why can't I think of like dog breeds right now? But let's say you get any large breed dog, that doesn't mean they are fit for mobility, because you truly just never know how their joints and their hips are. And so that is why it is very important to get your dog health checked and cleared by a vet before doing mobility stuff. But let's say your dog is cleared for mobility help, like Kamea is cleared. Kamea has been cleared by her vet to help me with mobility. Weibu has not yet been cleared because she is only a year old. So with Weibu, all I'm doing right now is forward momentum pulling, and that's it. Yeah. Right now with Weibu, it's just forward momentum pulling, because that is not causing so much strain on their joints and their bones. Her being a Malinois, or Tervuren, whatever you want to call her, she's already so prone to wanting to pull and get ahead. And so I'm just channeling that instinct that she has into helping me. And with Weibu, or not Weibu, what's her name? Kamea. She does know how to brace, and she knows how to do the forward momentum pull. So I don't think I have any video demonstration of that, and I won't be able to get one because she's on my family's house right now, so I won't be able to get one for this video, but maybe hopefully I'll remember for the next video to get a video on that. How many times did I just say video? And we were just talking about health checking your dog to make sure they're good for mobility, but gosh, I really don't know where I was going with that. I hope I touched on it with whatever I was thinking about saying. But I'm just going to move on, and I'm so sorry. I totally have literally no idea if we are in the middle of that conversation or if we finish that conversation. But I'm going to move on and talk about this is a good thing to talk about. Intelligent disobedience. When they put that up on the slide on the screen and they started talking about it, I was like, what is this? What does this mean? And I was like, you don't want your dog to listen? And then they got into it, and I was like, oh my gosh, duh. And so with my dogs and their training, I really dial in and make it very, very important that sit means sit, down means down, place means place. Whatever I tell you to do, you have to do it until I tell you otherwise. I don't have a stay command. It's totally implied with everything that I teach my dogs. And so like I mentioned, if I say sit, you better sit until I say break or give you a new command. And well, when it comes to task work, they usually do not have a verbal command. It is just a physical cue. And so when they said intelligent disobedience, I was like, wow, I need to work on this. It is break commands for interruptions. You need to heavily encourage the dog that is tasking, that it is way more important to do the task than to do whatever obedience I just told you to do. And so I tried it out on Weibu. I was like, I want to see what would happen. So I put Weibu to down, didn't say stay, because again, down means down. And then I started doing a leg shake, and she's very solid on interrupting a leg shake with a paw. And so I gave it a try. I went across the room and I sat down in a chair and I started shaking my leg, and she would not come to me. But she was like staring at me, but she would not come. And I'm like, goodness gracious. I'm so happy they brought this to my attention. Sorry, I'm trying to find a makeup brush right now. I like don't know where it went. Oh, I think I threw it away because it got bent. Oh, that sucks. I guess I can use this, even though I really shouldn't. But yeah, ugh, this was not the right brush to use. You see, oh, that's bad. Okay, I'll fix it. What was I saying? See, oh, I get so distracted. What was I saying? Oh, intelligent disobedience. Waivu would not break her command to come task for me, and tasking for me is the most important thing. It is more important over than laying down. And so what I have to do right now is the intelligent disobedience. I have to teach her like, hey, sit means sit unless I need you to task for me, which is a pretty tricky balance or act, whatever the right verbiage is, because I like totally drilled into her, you do not break your command. Okay, I'm gonna put some lipstick on and then start talking again because I can't do both. That is not it. Hold on, we're gonna do it again. What if I do a red? What if I do a red lip? Okay, well, we're going with this Christmas look. Oh gosh, I don't know. Did I just ruin this? I do not know how I feel about this. We're sticking with it because we're about to wrap this video up anyway. So yeah, intelligent disobedience is something we are working on right now, along with, wait, I'm not done. I need to do my under eye shadow. Who am I? I am distracted today. Where's the eyeshadow palette that I was using? Okay. That is something we are working on. How many times am I going to say that? And another thing we are working on is some other tasks. It's not really psychiatric, and it's not really mobility. Maybe it is mobility. I actually don't really know what category this would slide under, but I have nerve damage, and so that means my hands and feet go completely numb from time to time. And when I say from time to time, I mean daily. Like seriously daily, this happens. And so right now I'm teaching Waivu, and I will put in a clip of our training session. And this clip is our very first training session we've ever done doing it, so bear with me. And I'm already tweaking it because there's already some things that I don't like about it. But I am teaching her to go under my legs to prop them up when they are going numb, to just kind of help the circulation. And I think that will be probably one of the most important tasks that she knows. Well, that is it for today's makeup look and information. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of really just like went over the notes that I took at the seminar, and I hope that you learned something new and you took some information from this. And if you have any questions, don't forget to comment them down below, because next Thursday, so a week from today's video, I will be sitting down and going over any and all questions you have about service dogs. So I think that's gonna be pretty exciting to go and do. I can answer questions. And yeah, I'm kind of doing that whole rambling thing that I do. I need to figure out how to not do that. I need to figure out how to stay on topic. Like, I've like been reading the notes for this video and I still haven't been able to stay on topic. So maybe I'm just a lost cause. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.